All right, walking and talking today, Thursday, 14 March 2024. I'm Tana Stanardi. It's my YouTube channel, Tana Stanardi. I'm back at Hillwood Park. I've been here a number of times for walking and talkings for a variety of reasons. So this time I'm going to do something. I was trying to think of, so I have a walking and talking kind of relevant for my 1 mile run coverage, and a walking and talking that's relevant for my 5,000 meters, not 1,000 meters, 5,000 meters run coverage. So I'm doing a 60 meters dash coverage relevant one. So this is a field I used to play at for soccer. This is Hillwood Park, and I was part of the Hillwood Soccer League team of Dragonflies for 1998 to 2006, so inclusive seasons, so 9 seasons. And this is one I was like, so 60 meters, approximately 60 yards, not a little longer than meters longer than a yard by about 3 inches, so a little bit longer than 60 yards. But a soccer field or a football field or whatever one's playing on, 100 yards to 100 meters. So the fields were set up, a goal over here and a goal over there. And I was a defender, so if we were all forward in the field, like so, it's on offense. So like, so our goalie was over there. So we talked through a real life experience where I'm like, that was like approximately a 60 meter dash, and one that I remember because I tripped and fell. So we're over here, and the teams and the defenders were all far up the field, and our team has the ball, and then one of their offenders gets the ball and starts sprinting down the field, or is sprinting down the field but doesn't have the ball, but the ball gets past her. So I'm sprinting after her, and it ends up being a fair chunk of the field, and I'm like running, and I'm actually gaining on her, and then I trip and fall. She's like, yes. But it was approximately, and she actually sprinted. She was a sprinter on the track and field team for the high school, and like was a good one. And I was like, so it's an interesting thing as a middle distance runner, right, to be in a sport like soccer, be like, hey, I can gain on like one of our school's best sprinters, right, in a different competition environment. Right, so some people are, all right, they're different motivation, different sports kind of thing. Yes. It was like about over there kind of thing. Yeah. I was right defender that day. I played both right and left defender. More right and left defender than sweeper. We didn't have a lot of left fielders, and I could kick with both feet, or I was good at both sides. So yeah. But that's my 60 meter dash story. If I want to say there's like one thing that makes it relevant, and like there's one like standout in kind of my sprinting and soccer sense, that one was a longer dash. Right? It is a defender, different motivation, but gotta be able to run fast and gotta be able to run faster than the other team's offenders. Right? So the fastest people on the team are usually defense, at least in soccer, in my experience. Yeah, well, in my experience, right? So it's my life experience. Right. With the right skill set. Well, I didn't know the right skill set. Kind of. Yeah. So it was an interesting thing, right? It's a contextualization of I'm a good middle distance runner, but I can, in a different competition space, I could gain on one of the school's better sprinters, so capable of both sprinting and middle distance. Now a marathon, I guess I'm saying and I think I've brought this up before, like what kind of athlete am I? I'm like, I can sprint, and I do have my flare-ups where I'm quite fast at sprinting, but it doesn't quite go that way when it comes to like things like a marathon or an ultra marathon, you know, like so yeah. So that's walking and talking. This park and its relevance for the 60 meter dash in my life And they're proposing a bunch of changes to the park and like taking a lot of the natural landscape away. I'm like, think of it like, you know how some people get perms and hair dye jobs and fake nails? It's kind of like that's what they want to do to this park, is take away a lot of the natural landscape and add in a lot of additives and preservatives, but that don't preserve the natural landscape. And I was thinking about it, it's like, you know, that's really depressing, but you know what the happy thing is? It's not like it's natural. It can be removed in long term, whether humans are around or not. Nature will just crush that. And just some humans aren't smart enough or don't care enough to preserve the natural landscape, right? And like one, I thought that I was like, looked at the sign and they said a spray park, so like a water park, and I was like, you know, for a state that's notorious with wildfires because of droughts, that sure isn't mindful, is it? When you have a history of droughts, a water park isn't really appropriate, and it's just indicative of whoever proposed the changes or votes for kind of thing is wasteful culture, right? We can hope that in the future, that wasteful culture, either those people die, or the wasteful culture goes away, so animals can have their natural landscape back, right? The deer, the Native American chickarees, you know, stuff like that. The critters that this is their land. A bunch of people who are not descended from original peoples kind of altering things, and at some point it's kind of like, well, some people would rather have their own children play in water and other people die from thirst so that water can't go somewhere else, you know? Some people are just not considerate. But that's just the way things are these days. Again, I'm filming this Thursday, 14 March 2024. I'm Tanis Leonardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. So, there we go. But 60-meter dash, importance. This is the park, and there's a particular sprint that came to mind. So I was like, there we go. I can have a walking and talking in that one. So that was today. Happy day and time of viewing to you whenever you're viewing this, and happy place of viewing wherever you're viewing this from.